Hello. Are we live?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we need to pan this down?
Yeah, I'll do it. You go and sit down, I'll do that.
Okay. So, good evening everybody. Welcome to a talking, turning and G&T because it's getting quite late on a Saturday, so I fancied a drink, so good health to you. Cheers. So, as always, I've got Nicola on hand. Well, not as always, but Nicola is working behind the camera, so say hello, Nicola.
Hello, Nicola.
Very good. And we're doing a dual YouTube live and a Facebook live, I think.
Yes.
Is it Facebook? Okay.
Yes.
So we're doing it live. So a couple of things to talk about this evening. And I'm going to start off with the live video that I did a couple of days ago. And I can hear Bamber now coming in. So the video was me asking for help and advice because I was getting wound up about my falling... hi Bamber. About my falling views and comments on YouTube. So I'm not going to go on for ages about this, but it was absolutely amazing the amount of comments and advice and help I did get. So Nicola has pretty much read them all out to me. The only one she's not read out is the one from Prickly Sauce. Hi Prickly Sauce, if you're watching. Nicola's yet to read that email to me, but she said it's quite detailed. So she'll tell me that email tomorrow. And we'll take your advice and help on board. So thanks everybody. I'm sorry I got a bit wound up towards the end of the video, but you know, I'm only human and I get wound up about things. Yeah, we thought we'd do a talking, turning and tea tonight. One of the main reasons was to say thank you very much. And
hang on, this one says Natalie says we're sideways. Keep going, keep going. I'll just turn you round.
Oh, Natalie. Hi Natalie, I'm sideways.
On his side. Oh no.
How's that?
Oh, actually, hang on, I'll do this a better way. Better idea.
Okay.
Better idea. You keep going.
Hey, typical, the camera that I set up, my phone, is probably right.
Well, it's exactly the same as yours.
Oh, jeez. Bamber, come on. Settle down, mate. Anywho.
Sorry, guys, sorry. Keep going.
Right, I'm going to keep going. Let Nicola faff around with her phone. And
right, I'm just going to do this one like this. Is
Oh.
that better? Can you just tell me if this is right now on this one? Anybody? Anybody?
Anybody?
Right, yeah, we're good now. Okay, keep going.
I think for some strange reason, Amazon Alexa's fired up in the lounge. I don't know. Hey, Big Brother is watching you. Anyway, so, right, what I'm going to talk about here is a few things. So, yeah, anyway, I'll just quickly, thanks everybody for all your help. It's amazing, and it put a smile back on my face. So, cheers everybody. Right, in front of me here is a table I've just made. It was an ash board that I got from Axminster, and it was power carved and shaped with the Arbortech turbo planer blade, and then the grooves. If I just move this,
well, I can move around now.
right? Yeah, and then come and get a close up on this, Nicola. And then the grooves on top, I power carved with the Proxon and Sabertooth combo. And as I was shaping it, I thought, feels like a piece of steak. Well, actually, I thought it felt like a piece of steak. And then I did the grooves, like the griddle marks. And then one of my favourite meals when I'm out, it's sort of like the black and blue stuff you do. So you can get a nice steak with some Stilton cheese on, or a nice beef burger with blue cheese on. So I decided to call it Black and Blue. So it's got metal legs. I'll just... You getting that?
Yeah.
So that's underneath. It's got metal legs, and I did the rust effect on them, and then the little feet I did in little wedges of cheese. So there's the blue bit. So and they were carved and polished, stained and polished. So I'll put that back. So this table is for sale. So if you're interested and you're serious about making an offer for it, or you want to find out how much I want for it, and there was a lot of time and effort and work went into it, get in touch and I can let you know. Please, seriously, only if you are seriously interested in purchasing it. I went for sort of like a spindly minimalist effect, and yeah, very happy with it. It took me hours and hours to do, but I loved it. It's great. Quite a few people have seen it and said it's amazing, so I hope you like it. And it is for sale. I've done it for sale, so there you go. Now what we've got here is it's my Viking helm. Well, actually it's called the Wolf helm, and it's in homage to the old story of Beowulf. So it's really a Beowulf helm. So if I take that off just carefully, I decided to make a stand for it. So I was going to turn the stand, and then I thought that might be a bit too clinical, a bit too symmetrical. So I had this small lump of laburnum, which already had this, if you're getting that, already had this check in it, this split. So I thought, well, I'm going to do some more of that etching, that metal etching that we've been messing around with. So the top piece that the helm sits on is the bottom of this round. So I'll just cut it off with a bandsaw. Then I went at it with the Arbotech turbo planer blade to take all the bark off and soften the edges. The metal is epoxied into the split, and although it's a very, very loose interpretation, I could see sort of like a Viking warrior or Beowulf. You know, obviously they wouldn't turn something elaborate. They'd probably just, you know, thrust a dagger or a sword probably into a lump of wood and have the helm resting on that, in my mind. So it's sort of like that. So although technically it's not a sword or a dagger, so I'll just put that on there now. So as you can see, it sits on there, all pretty cool. Any questions?
Timber Marvel said no tutor tonight.
No. No, but I can get it.
Let's have a look. A couple of people like the sofa. Phil Lewis said you should be cleaning. True Viking table from Timber Marvels. Leona Faye loves the texture. So,
cool. So
let me just have a look on YouTube and see. We've got 11 people watching on YouTube. So
hello everybody.
there you go. Let me just try and hold that there.
Chat options button.
I can't see the chats now. They just come up and then disappear on YouTube. So YouTubers, we might have to come back later and just see if anybody has got any questions.
Well, that's why you should be stood behind mine as well.
Yeah.
So as they come up, you can read them out.
Yeah. Okay.
Rather than being sat over here, and they're just all coming and going. And so sorry about that.
Can't get the staff, can
Can't
you?
get the staff.
Anyway, Timber Marvel says, "Can I see your chisels?"
Right. This, yeah, okay. Had an amazing package yesterday, and I didn't know.
Yeah, that's right, Natalie.
I didn't know what it was going to be, and it's Wagger been up to his usual mischief, so absolutely blown away. And what he's made me now is a set of 5 chisels. I'll just take off the safety bung.
Chat viewing options.
Be
Heading.
careful, Nicola. You'll
Live chat. Live chat. Finish.
disrupt.
Button.
Right. Steve Twidell told me to do it.
All right. Well, be careful because it's set up for the blind. You can touch things, and it's
still going.
right.
Still going.
Because it's set up for the visually impaired. The phone. Sometimes you can touch something, and it just goes nuts and turns off and ends the feed. I don't know, but you have to. It's
going.
Right. Okay. Well, it's still going. Anyway, my set of new tools.
I'm in a lot of trouble today.
And no, I'm just giving you. I'm just giving you advice. So, and it's advice because I know what that phone's like when it's set up for the visually impaired. It doesn't operate like it does for the sighted.
David Julie wants to see you with your helmet on.
I will do. I'll put.
Oh, I know, Steve. I know.
Oh, what's going on? Everyone ganging up on me now. I'm trying to tell you about these bloody chisels.
Go on then.
Jesus. Right. Anyway, set of 5 chisels made by Wagger Potter for me, the guy that made my original set of carbide chisels. But he's gone really sort of like amazingly thoughtful this time. Still the same style handle, still got the pyro work on it, but he's even pyroed on the underneath. Mr. and Mrs. Fisher. So he wanted to give a shout out to Nicola. So Nicola, you'll have to get your hands on these and do a bit of turning, definitely. It's got your name on them. So anyway, it's got a really nice chunky tactile locking nut on there, and you've seen these all before. They're very common. They have the shafts. The business end is all interchangeable. So we did say why he'd made 5 handles where really 1 handle would have gone and done on 5 shafts. And the reason is, if I'm in doing a demo, I don't have to stop, unscrew that, feel for the other one that I want and screw that in. He says when you're on a demo you've got 5 ready to go. At home though, if I'm using them in the workshop, I can just have 1 handle and swap the shafts around. So absolutely beautifully made. His engineering skills are as good as his wood turning and all sorts of stuff. So it's got the 1/4 inch increments machined into the top. So I've got here, I've got the general purpose, let's call it, round cutter. So there's that one. Just put that on the table gently. And the bottoms are flatted off so they don't roll. Then this one, the square carbide cutter, again, removable shaft. So I can swap them around. Just put that one there gently. And this is a hollowing tool. It's got the cupped round carbide, so that's for fast hogging out and fast removal. The diamond shaped detail tool, again all interchangeable. all with this lovely chunky tactile knob, so I'm not having to use an Allen key. And finally, this is specially angled, so it's bent over for a beautiful shear cut to deal with stubborn end grain, and that's Wagger's patented, well not patented, angle, and I'm not going to say what angle that is because that's Wagger's own angle, which he's developed, and we're just keeping that stub for now. But there you have it, a beautiful set of 5 new turning tools, custom made for me. What are you giggling at?
Natalie's put that you're talking a lot about shafts, helmets and knobs.
That's right. And that's with only 1 swig of gin.
It's a bit adult.
Yeah, that's only 1 swig of gin and tonic as well. So there you have it, absolutely epic. So, a table, a helmet stand, there's that word again, helmet. And seen as so just for you, David. It's a bit big for me, so I'd need to wear a woolly hat underneath. There you go.
That's different. Steve Twidell says he loves your helmet. Can he polish it for you?
It does actually need a good dusting. I was just thinking about that when I felt it. So, yeah, but it's one of my prized possessions. That it cost an absolute fortune. But yeah, I've got a Viking helm, and Charlie's got one at home on a stand that I made for him. So that's really cool. So right, anyway, let's talk about what's coming up.
We'll talk about Thursday.
Oh yeah, Thursday. Yeah, let's talk about what's just happened before what's coming up. Yeah, Thursday, I hosted a Keep on Turning evening in the city centre of Manchester, King Street. And it's been some years since I went. Last time I went to King Street, I think, was probably in the 1990s, something like that. But King Street, right in the city centre, just off Deansgate. There's a place called Google Garage, and it's a free resource for techies and people that are into the IT and digital. Obviously Google. It's called a Google Garage, and they have a couple of they let makers and creators use for free. So they said we could have it for an event, which we did. So there were 22 people there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
22 people there, so we had a great evening. I told my story. A few people had heard it before. There were a few people there that I'd never met in person before, so I told my story again about going blind and battling with the anxiety and all that sort of stuff. So my talk went on for about 45 minutes, and in between that I was getting people, we took a load of blindfolds, so people were wearing blindfolds, so they could sort of like share in the experience and make it a bit more interactive. So that was pretty cool, and I had them to all try and send a text on the phone, and they were all like, it's impossible, how do you do it? So those people that had iPhones, I showed them how to turn on the voiceover function so it becomes easy to use and accessible for the blind. So that was cool, and we also made them stand at the back of the room, and we paired them up, and someone had a blindfold on and someone was a guide, and they made them walk from the back of the room back zigzagged through all the tables and chairs to sit back down. So that was really cool, and a lot of them said it was scary to do. So we had a couple of interactive things going on, and then we had a great Q&A, and they were asking great questions, you know, wood turning and visual impairment related. So yeah, it was a great evening. It was on from 5 till 7, and yeah, so thank you very much to Google Garages, and thank you especially to everybody that turned up. Baz Starkit and his mate Jermaine came, they hung out.
Baz is on, he's saying, what was that phone app called?
Oh, Be My Eyes, yeah, I did we called Be My Eyes, and we got a lovely lady from Utah, you know, so she took part. So Be My Eyes, it's called, available on Android and Apple. So yeah, it was a great evening. Thanks to everyone that came, and I'm so glad that we were able to hang out and have a laugh for a couple of hours. So right, yeah, moving on now to what's happening this week. This week I have, in fact, Waggers, he had my chainsaw at the end of last year, and he serviced it because it was the pull cord was broken, and he serviced it. So we'll be juicing up my chainsaw tomorrow, and then I've got some green wood in the garden, stacked behind the back of the shed. So I'm going to be getting some green wood, and I'm going to do some green turning, and I'll use these new tools just so I can get my brain out. They should be identical in length to my other carbide tools that Wagger's made. So, but he said use them and let him know, and if they need any tweaks, he can tweak them. But just holding them, I can tell they're going to be fine. So I'll be doing some green turning this week, and then on Friday. So I'll be packing up on Thursday, because on Friday, Nicola, myself and Bamber are off to High Wycombe in Buckinghamshire, and that's for Axminster's High Wycombe store, demo on Saturday. So that'll be my, what is it, we've done Warrington, what else did I do? British Hardwoods, Trafford Woodcraft, and the demo at Walthew House.
Yeah.
So this will be my 5th demo this year. So you know we've got a few under our belt already. So yeah, we're off to High Wycombe on Friday. We'll set off probably. Well, it's quite a run, that, isn't it? So probably set off late morning, something like that.
Yeah.
Need to set off before dinner time, I think. So yeah, that should be great. Saturday, I've spoken to Craig. I think it is the manager at High Wycombe, and just touched base with him, and just said we'll try and get there Friday afternoon so I can offload the stuff from the car. And so when I go in on Saturday morning, we're pretty much good to go. Any more questions? Any more comments?
Yeah, where did we get the sofa? I think it was DFS, wasn't it?
Yeah, free. Yeah. Who's asked that?
Natalie.
Is that Natalie?
Lewis. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of DFS's, and it's called the Blink.
I don't know whether they still do it now, but we got it 3 years ago.
Probably. Yeah. Probably. Yeah. Slightly less than 3 years, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very comfortable, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Nicola picked it. So yes. Any other questions?
Yeah. Anybody got any more questions for Chris?
Anything you like.
Flaming Turner, hiya Chris, guess I'm late to the party.
Yeah, it's okay, better late than never.
Anybody else got any questions? Do you know what colour it is, Chris?
What, the sofa? Well, I do, because Nicola told me when she picked it. It's obviously when Nicola went to pick this, I was with her, and I know it's a patchwork effect of sort of like pink, obviously Nicola's favourite colour, pinks and teal and others. They're the only two that I can remember, she said. But yeah, I know it's everyone likes it. It's comfortable. Actually, it's I've not had a sleep on this sofa.
No.
Have I?
No, it's not really a sleepy sofa, is
No,
it?
no. But I think I could. Yeah, I think it's. Well, I'm not tall anyway, so yeah, I think I could get on it. So anyway.
Timber Marvel says, can you tell us more about the finish you use?
Yeah, the finish I use, and I've said this in demos, I say it on every demo, I never ever deviate from what works for me. So once I've sanded up to 240 grit, I'll use Yorkshire Grit Abrasive Paste, first the original and then the Superfine, and they're worked well in. Well, they're just applied by hand first without the lathe spinning, work it, rub it liberally in, and then start slow, get progressively faster. So the Yorkshire Grit is worked well in both grits or grades of it, and then the polishing is friction polish. So yeah, it's sanded up to 240, then sealed, then Yorkshire gritted, then friction polish. So I never deviate, and I get a beautiful finish. And it's because I take the time and I don't rush those steps, and you should never ever rush your finishing. Take as much time as you do when you're finishing as you do everything else.
Dave the Walsall Woodturning, I think, has said hello a couple of times.
Okay, hi Dave.
Timber Marvels is asking about bowls and pens. Natalie, don't stop asking the girly questions, they're the only ones I can answer. Todd, is it Suter from Washington? Hello.
Oh yeah.
David, this was very nice listening to you both, missing you both, and Bamber. Oh, Steve Twidell's just asked a question on YouTube, but it popped up on the screen and popped off again.
Ask again, Steve.
Yeah, can you put it on again? Natalie says, are you still making pens?
Yeah, I'm still making pens. I'm still making pens. Still turning everything really. But obviously more into a bit more. Oh, I'm just trying to dabble with as much as I can. You know, with the power carving and making the table. And the electro-etching, I'm having a dabble with that, and it's just, you know, everything that I think, oh, I'd love to give that a go, and wow, that sounds interesting and that sounds cool, I'll give it a go.
How are you getting on with the circular saw Tesitunes?
The circular saw, you mean the table saw?
I don't know, you just said circular saw.
Yeah, fine, both. Well, if you mean the table saw, yeah, I'm getting on fine with that, and there'll be some projects coming with that later on this year. Let me just go over the news about the intern programme that Lancaster University run. So I was contacted by Lucy Hutchinson, who heads up.
Got it, Steve.
Who heads up the internship programme for the Arts and Social Sciences faculty. So they've been in touch, and I'm getting an intern to come and film my YouTube videos, and hopefully we'll do some optic nerve videos, which we haven't done for a long time, and travel on the road with us to some demos. So I'll be getting a dedicated videographer to help film and edit my YouTube videos, So we want to get them more dynamic, snappier, more fun. I can concentrate and do the turning and just talk, rather than do the turning, thinking about what I'm turning, thinking about where I need to pause the camera, thinking about where I need to reposition the camera, lining it all up with a bit of string. So like I said, you know, this takes me days to do. I should be able to just come, right, I've got the wood there, talk to camera, and, you know, somebody that's almost 90% of the way through their degree can handle the rest. So it's really exciting news, and the job description has been written up, and I think the 20th of May.
21st now.
Oh, the 21st of May is earmarked as the day that I go to Lancaster Uni and interview potential interns.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool. So very exciting. Getting some much needed help. I really do need the help, and it's going to be a huge lift for me and Nicola as well, because Nicola's super busy at work as always. So it's going to be a great addition to the team, and the intern will be part of the team. No two ways about it. And yeah, we'll have lots of fun.
Steve said, are there any wood turning styles or skills that you'd like to try? And you could combine that with David's question, is there anything you would not attempt? Hang on, would you consider doing some live demos on YouTube, Chris? I'd be more than willing to join you and look after questions and moderation.
Who said that?
Steve Twidell. Have you thought any more about trying half power carved, half natural bowl like we discussed at
Joe.
Joe?
Yeah, hi Joe. No, I haven't. But now you've just reminded me. Yeah, yes I will. And the easiest way, Joe, I have been thinking about it actually, is I will just mask off half of the bowl. I'll just mask it off. And then I'll be able to feel, and if it just catches the edge of the masking paper, masking tape, it's alright if it just churns that up a little bit. It'll be in the ballpark, and at least we won't have a perfectly straight line. It will be a bit more organic. So thanks for reminding me, Joe. But yeah, I have been thinking about it, and I'm just going to mask half the bowl up. But yeah, I will do that actually. And Steve Twidell, yes, no, we will do a live demo. That'd be cool. But what do you mean, a demo like out with Axminster? Or a Woodturning Club?
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think about the one-piece egg holder and plate? I'm not sure what that is as. Oh, I'm thinking of trying one. So it'd be a piece of wood, and it's an egg cup and
a plate
all in one go.
That sounds quite a useful project. It sounds fun. Doesn't sound straight off the bat, you know, it doesn't sound that difficult. But yeah, you could make that really, really nice. Just going back now to, was it David Julie that asked about what I wouldn't do?
Yeah.
What I wouldn't do is probably scroll saw work. Because, you know, having to sort of like hold the piece and getting close to the blade, and you're steering it around and trying to drive it around the blade, and I know most people would follow a design they've drawn on there, you know, so I couldn't follow. Look, it's me, you know, never say never, but I think a scroll saw, using a scroll saw, it's the thing in my mind where I say, if I'm going to lose a digit, it'll be on this, a scroll saw. But that's not to say, you know, I'd never. Really, I think really that would be something where I would need someone stood with me, you know, to try and get me to, you know, give me direction. I suppose that way it's doable. I'd never do it on my own, not wanting to get my fingertips close to a blade, because I just think it's sort of like you get quite close up and personal with scroll saw work. I might be wrong.
Natalie says you can get computer operated ones.
Yeah, but where's the fun in that?
Steve is asking if you would be willing to do a live show here on YouTube whilst you're out in your shop. Steve's offering to handle the chat and moderation.
Yeah, I'm willing to do that. Of course I am. Yeah, that'd be fun. That's just like doing a demo out on the road. But obviously I'm here. I'm already set up, ready to go. No, that'd be cool, Steve.
Have you thought about writing an autobiography?
I get asked that question quite a lot, but who's that from?
Debbie Beardall.
Yeah, I do. Hi, Debbie. I do get asked, and I was asked that on Thursday night at the evening we hosted. Yeah, someone asked that. I suppose it'd be interesting, and I'd like to do it. There's a few things that I'd like to achieve still before, I'd like to do some turning in America and also in Denmark. Obviously David and Tove are from Jutland in Denmark, and it has been mentioned that I'd possibly get over there to Denmark and do a demo. I'd like to do visit. I'd love to visit obviously Scandinavia, primarily Denmark and America. They're the two places that I really want to go to. And we've just, in fact, Charlie, for his 18th birthday, we bought him, his mum bought him, an ancestry.co.uk DNA kit. And it came back that we are massively Danish and Scandinavian, which we already knew, but it's great to get the scientific confirmation. So, but we already knew. Our family is mainly, on my side, my father's side, mainly blonde hair, blue eyes, and yeah, I did hear I think it was my mum say years back, oh yeah, you're of Danish descent, and we did the ancestry DNA thing, and yeah, overwhelmingly Danish and Scandinavian, and on my maternal grandmother's side were from Roscommon in the south of Ireland, so we're predominantly Scandinavian, Danish, and white, British, Irish. So there you go. Viking blood and Irish blood. That's what I'm made up of, really.
Steve Twidale said, how sensitive is your touch? Can you feel a pencil mark on a piece of wood?
Yeah, for press hard. So it leaves a groove.
You can feel it on paper, Wagger's saying.
Yeah, I can feel it on paper because it has that certain little waxy smoothness to it, and it's smoother than the paper. Yeah, in certain circumstances I can, but it's it's sort of like I've really got to sort of like concentrate very hard. But I'll just stick with leaving score lines and scratching things.
Arthur Chokinski's just asked you if you've got everything you need in your workshop, or you're thinking of upgrading anything or adding anything.
I would like to upgrade to a bigger bandsaw. I've got the Axminster Hobby bandsaw. It's quite small. It does a great job, don't get me wrong, and it works really well. But it's a bit small, and it's a bit awkward to cut. It's not really very powerful. It's just the Hobby bandsaw. So I'd like to go to perhaps an Axminster Trade one that can handle cutting out bowl blanks. This one, to cut a decent bowl blank out on this one, it would take a long time. You'd be forcing the cut, you'd be forcing the blade, forcing the motor. So I just use it really for the some pen blank cutting and some sort of like light duty ripping and stuff. But yeah, that'd be, yeah, if I had the money, I'd upgrade to a trade bandsaw, a bigger one. Who's that now?
Like I was saying, your smell is unbelievable. You can smell eyeshadow. It freaked him out.
Oh yeah, I can. Well, I can tell when Nicola's got. As soon as she walks in the room, I can tell she's wearing eyeshadow. I can tell what she's thinking by the way she breathes. I'm in tune with what she's thinking, the way she breathes. And she can be stood in the kitchen and be breathing a certain way, and I know she's, you know, wanting the tea towel or something like that. It's weird, but it's just how, you know, in tune the blind get.
Any more for any more?
Any more for any more? Go on, people, ask me anything you want. I'm enjoying this.
Steve Twidell's calling you a freaky blind man.
Yeah, freaky blind man.
That might be a lot. What's your next project?
My next project will be I think it's going to be a greenwood hollow form. I think I'm going to do. So I'll be trying these new tools that Wagger made this week. So yeah, the next project is get the chainsaw out, cut off some green timber and do a hollow form with that. Sort of like a traditional, if you can imagine, sort of like an egg-shaped teardrop vase. I'll have a go at that, I think.
Right, 2 questions. Are you going to make it central, and can you see shadows or anything?
Right. First question. Make a central. Yes, we're there. We're there all weekend. I am on the Axminster stand. All weekend with Craig Steele and Colwyn. I don't know if Jason's going from Axminster. So those of you that don't know, Craig Steele is the manager of the Skill Centre. He's a master craftsman, and he can pretty much make anything. So Craig's there, Skill Centre manager, and Colwyn Way. Now, a lot of people, you know, might be called or refer to themselves as master woodturners, which is fine. But Colwyn, who is at Axminster, is a true master woodturner. He left school and was at college, and he did the apprenticeship. I think it was about a 5-year apprenticeship, super long, and he was apprenticed and then he qualified. So Colwyn Way, who is Axminster's master woodturner, he is by definition, and this is how it used to be many years ago. You'd be apprenticed and then you'd serve your time and become a master. Colwyn is a master woodturner. You know, it's not just something that he's been called because he's good at it. He did his apprenticeship, served his time, and he is a master woodturner. Probably a bit like Steve Jones, actually, whose family's been at it for generations. So, yeah, Axminster stand all weekend. Come and check me out. We'll have a giggle. I think it's Colwyn doing something, then he'll tag me in, and then I'll do something. And obviously, it's going to be a hoot. So there all weekend. Come and check us out. And I can't see anything to the blindness question. So that answers that pretty quickly.
Steve Twidell podcast titled The Blind Leading the Blind.
Yeah, the blind leading the blind, indeed.
Where's the tutor?
It's in my coat.
Right, why do we do this?
Why, what are you doing?
Well, Baz wanted you to show it.
Okay.
Let me just see if I can just balance this phone here for a minute. Oh, it might not work. This might go badly wrong, folks, so let's just see.
Why don't I just hold it? It's better than...
Hold that. Oh.
Can they see me?
Yeah, let's see you.
Right, okay. Well, Nicola's just gone to get something. You know how I say try and find time to act silly every day, which I do. And I generally act silly for most of the day. It's a good way to just make life easier. So this thing that I will be demonstrating now, it's something I came across by complete accident on YouTube, and I'll give the guy a shout out in a minute. But I heard it and I was just chuckling away to myself, and I was hearing the videos and I listened to lots of them, and it just tickled me. I know it's quite juvenile, but it's funny all the same. What it is, it's something called the pooter, and it's like butyl rubber. It's like this little drum. It's called the pooter. It was made by a guy called Jack Vale in America, and it has a hole in one end, and it's squidgy. So the hole in the end you hold against this portion of skin at the base of your thumb. I'm right-handed. You hold the hole against that, and it takes a lot of practice. When you first get this, it's very stiff, and I think a lot of people, they take them out of the packaging and they go, it doesn't work, or I'm rubbish, and what waste of money. You have to practice like you have to with everything in life. Get this butyl rubber nice and supple, you know, keep it and after a bit it starts getting warm, and it makes really, really great farting noises. And the warmer it gets, and you know, your skin will start getting a bit sweaty, and then if you put it under your armpit, so basically Jack Vale will go around in Walmart and in elevators, and he's stood next to someone and he's doing these fat, or he'll have it in his pocket. Oh, it's hilarious. It doesn't half make me laugh. So Nicola, secretly, she ordered me one, and it turned up, and I have used it out. We were walking around Heaton Park in Manchester about 3 weeks ago, and we don't get the same reaction here in the UK as you do by the Americans. Obviously, we're a bit more reserved, but I did hear a couple of people laughing, and Nicola say, right, we're about to walk past someone, and I'd have it in my coat pocket, and I'd do a little farting, and we did hear people laughing. I think lots of people would have heard me and commented, but it's good. Have it under your armpit, and it reverberates. So you can hide it there. You could just be stood in Asda.
You can always blame Bamber, like I say.
Yeah. But yeah, they're about a £5.
eBay.
Jack Vale, the pooter.
Or if you go on eBay and look for the tutor.
Or the tutor. I think there's some clones out now, the tutor. Tutor. But yeah, you can, great fun. So I've been practicing a lot, and that's just, I think it's an amazing noise. Love it.
They're all saying take it to make us central.
Oh, I'm going to. Oh, Steve, was that you? Oh, Steve. Oh dear. I'll just come closer to the microphone.
It sounds fine. Steve says how rude, he's going to have to leave now. Shocking behaviour.
Leave, Bamber. I put it under my armpit, and then you can obviously. Oh, And then I think even when you're walking. But when it's in your coat pocket, or let's try it in my pants pocket. I love it. So yeah, I'll take it to Maker Central, and I'll have a bit of fun with it. So there it is. So much joy out of something that's so simple. Bamber's trying. You be careful, Bamber. So, right. Any more questions, or is it what time? Whoa, whoa! Back up, back up. Try to sell that.
Has anybody got any more questions?
Bamber's.
Or is it time to finish?
Hello, Bamber. Hey, Bamber.
No, I think that's it.
Okay, well, thank you, everybody. And once again, thank you so very much for all the help and advice you gave me after my live stream cry for help the other day. Thank you so very much. Thank you again to everybody that came to Keep On Turning with Chris Fisher, the blind woodturner, at Google on Thursday evening. Yeah, if there's anybody there that gets to hear this video and they're in the area of High Wycombe next Saturday, get away, sniffing my drink. Bamber drank a full mug of tea before and threw up straight after it. So you've got to watch him. He's got his nose in everything. Yeah, so if you can come to High Wycombe, that's awesome. Come and say hello, hang out for a bit, watch a bit of the demo, and yeah. So until the next time, thank you for tuning in to this Talking, Turning and G&T. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening, folks, or day, if you're in the States or whatever part of the world you're in. Or anyway, keep on turning, everybody. Thanks a lot.
Right, done that one. Just need to do the YouTube one, please.
Bye, everybody.